Hello once again, board members. The boardroom is open, and today I'm going to go on a call to adventure. Call to Adventure is a 1 to 4 player, almost like a story building game, really. You have a tableau where it's your hero who has an origin, and then like a motivation and a destiny. And you're trying to reach that destiny while best utilizing your origin and kind of being shackled, for lack of a better word, to your motivation. Sometimes your motivation is a little bit helpful, and sometimes it's not really a hindrance, but it's a path that you kind of want to follow because it gives you help in some areas, but restricts you in others. I'm really excited to see how the casting runes system works. You've got little like rune tokens here. They're only two-sided, and you shake them up and you toss them on the table, and whichever side faces up is what you get. You get access to different runes by picking different cards and abilities, or overcoming challenges or defeating adversaries. You get allies, you get heroes, you get anti-heroes. It seems like a pretty crazy game and a very wild ride. So let's get down to the table and check this game out. We are here with a call to adventure. I've got this set up for a 2-player game. I'm going to play it solo just to kind of showcase the rules, how the game plays, and see what kind of story I can build for this adventurer. So far I've got my my origin, my motivation, and the last one is my destiny card. The destiny card is supposed to remain face down for all players, to the other players to not know what you're trying to do with your character. I'm going to go ahead and play with mine face down for the audience at home and reveal at the end what I plan on doing with my performer that's driven to despair. It's kind of interesting. This particular character, at the beginning of the game, I gain 1 corruption. So instead of starting in the neutral position, I actually start corrupted a little bit because I'm driven to despair. But I do start with 7 tragedy points. Tragedy and triumph points are added together at the end of the game to give you basically your victory points. However, at the end of the game, I ignore any triumph points from traits or challenges. So during this particular game, I will be not looking for cards to pick up from here that have triumph points above. I'm going to be looking for tragedy points, which are the dark black colored diamonds as opposed to the white, more diamond-looking diamonds. So on your turn, you can either take an ability or face a challenge. Now, a lot of these abilities I don't have the prerequisites to take, so I can't do that. I have to face a challenge. And to face a challenge, I have to meet or exceed this number here, which is a 4. I get 3 basic runes plus any wisdom or charisma runes that I may have. I don't have any wisdom runes, but I do have charisma and constitution. And during a challenge, if at least one of my runes show a constitution or wisdom symbol, I'll gain 1 experience point. Experience points are used to spend during the game. For example, I could spend an experience point to just get this secret royalty card or to get this studious card. So I only get 3 cards from every act, and when I get 1 card, a new card shows itself. I can also spend an experience point to discard a card from one of these rows and replace it with the next card, the next face-down card in the deck. You've got Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. The last decks here are the anti-hero deck and the hero deck. These cards are gained when you cast certain runes and you get a certain result. Then you're allowed to draw those cards and play them when the card says so. I think that about wraps up a real basic overview of how to play the game. I'm going to give myself, let's say, 12 turns, because the game plays until somebody fills up their character sheet, which is 3 cards under this card, 3 cards under this card, and 3 cards under this card. After that happens, all players get 1 more round. I'm going to give myself 12 rounds. That gives me the ability to fail once in each act. And at the end of 12 rounds, I'm just going to see how many points I ended up getting at that time. Now, knowing what I have in my Destiny card, I'm going to take on this challenge here, the Arcane Ability Challenge. Actually, no. I'm going to take the Excel in my Studies challenge and see what happens. So the difficulty is 4 runes, or 4. So I need to meet or exceed that. So I take the 3 basic runes, which are these. And then it also has, oh wait, that's going to be tough to get. I can't get 4 with those 3 basic runes. So I'm going to have to go for Arcane Ability. I get my 3 basic runes, and I can use Charisma. I have Charisma, so I'll grab my Charisma rune, which is this one here with the Charisma symbol. And then I do what they call cast the runes. Shake them up, make a very satisfying sound. And I cast them. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I succeed. I'm not sad about that. Now the question is, do I put it with the top showing or the bottom showing? I think I'm going to do, I need the top showing. Even though I want to draw a card, I'm going to do the top showing to get this intelligence rune ability. So that's my first one. That's round 1. Ooh, Harness Dark Power is the one that shows up. So put the runes back in the rune pile because, well, I guess I'll keep the 3 basic runes out. Round 2. On the corruption track, real quick before I get too far. This shows I can only play hero cards. These 2 show I can play hero and anti-hero cards. And then from here down, I can only play anti-hero cards. So that's another thing to consider. Which way do I want to go with this? I mean, I could just take Studious here now because it says I can only gain this if I have intelligence or spend an experience point. I have intelligence, so I could do that. Or try to harness Dark Power. Let's try to harness Dark Power. It has 4, and I get to use, so here's my 3 basic runes. And it also says Constitution and Intelligence. So I get to grab a Constitution rune. Oh, not that one. The 3-dot one is only if you have the ability to cast 3 runes. I only get the basic one. Constitution and Intelligence. Now that I have all those, I can cast all 5 of these runes, and hopefully I get something exciting. Uh-oh. I don't think I passed. Let's see. Maybe I did. Oh, yes, I did. Add 2 to a Constitution challenge. Add 2 to an Intelligence challenge. So that's 4. Whew. And then this symbol is I add 0, but I get to draw a hero or anti-hero card. Well, I think since I'm driven to despair, I might want an anti-hero. Just kind of for the story of it all. I will play this when the time is needed. Okay, so I succeeded in harnessing Dark Power. So I get to harness this Dark Power. I suppose I should have drawn a hero card. What do I want? Let's get another anti-hero card. So slide this under. And the reward is no, I don't think that's the reward. I think I get the ability to play anti-hero cards now. Okay. Even though I already had that, if I was up here on the track, this would also give me the ability to play dark hero cards. Replacing this with Train as a Spy. Okay, this one's interesting. It's 3 plus 1 if I want to put it at the bottom to train as a killer. Oh, and I have to choose that prior to casting the runes. So I'm going to go ahead and train as a killer and see how that goes. So I get my 3 basic runes. I get my Charisma rune. And then this time I'm going to take a dark rune. Do I have to spend experience points to take a dark rune? Let's take a look. Oh, I do. Well darn. Oh, but whenever that shows up, I gain an experience. Last round, I rolled a Constitution, so I gained 1 experience point. I'm going to spend this experience point to gain a Dark Rune. It'll add 1 success or 2 successes, but if I get this, it will push my corruption down 1. So I'm going to cast all these runes to try to get a 4. 3 plus the 1 to train as a killer. Okay, I succeeded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I didn't corrupt. So let's leave those there for now and train as a killer. Gonna put that down here at the bottom, thus closing out Act 1, my origin. This is really interesting. So now I get to reveal all of Act 2. Lead a boarding party, climb the summit, solve a mystery, tragic loss. Oh, and I rolled that symbol and gain another experience point from that last one. That's his ability. If I show one of those symbols, I'll gain an experience point, so I'll just leave that there. Sink the enemy ship, find lost wisdom, conceal my crimes, and if I lose a challenge this turn, I may spend 1 experience to gain this card. Kind of nice. All right, that was 3 rounds. I've got 9 rounds to go, but I'm doing really well. So let's pick. Really kind of want to lead a boarding party, but I don't get the points because my Driven to Despair says I ignore any triumph points. Could sink the enemy ship. Let's find some lost wisdom. I really want to sink the enemy ship though. Let's sink the enemy ship. Sinking the enemy ship is going to be 6, 5 plus 1 here. But I get my 3 basic runes. I don't have any strength runes, but I do have 2 intelligence runes. 1, 2. I have to cast all of that, and I think I'm going to add a dark rune. No, I don't want to spend that experience, because if I lose a challenge, I can spend experience to get this for free. So let's just see what happens. Cast those runes. Not good. 1, 2, 3, 4. I failed the challenge. It's discarded. If I lose a challenge this turn, I may spend an experience to gain this. I don't really like it that much, though, so I'm going to let that one go. I believe I will commune with nature. So now I'm on round 5. Put these runes back. My basic runes here. Round 5. Soothe the savage beast or commune with nature. I believe I'm going to commune with nature on this one. I get to spend charisma runes and my regular runes. So charisma, I only have 1 available to me. But I only need a 4 to commune with nature. Let's spend the experience point to get a dark rune. Okay. Well, I succeeded, 1, 2, 3, 4, but I go down on the corruption track. Now this is kind of a sweet spot. At the end of the game, if I'm here, I'll get 4 tragedy points, which is great. If I go any further, I'll get 0 and then -4 triumph points. But I did commune with nature. So now I have the ability to use wisdom runes. Now I'm on to round 6. Okay. Watch over the city or catch a criminal. Solve a mystery or conceal my crimes. I think I'm going to conceal my crimes. Can't let people see what I'm doing over here as I'm driven to despair. It's 5 plus 1 is 6 difficulty. I get to use my intelligence runes, my new wisdom rune, plus my 3 basic runes. So I get 2 intelligence. My new wisdom rune. I get to cast all of this in hopes to get a 6. I don't want to corrupt anymore. I really like this right where it is. Conceal my crimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get to draw a hero or anti-hero card. Oh, it's too late to play this one. Some get to play during a challenge. Ah, yes. Bend the rules. Play during a challenge you are attempting. Choose 1 rune and flip it over. Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I succeed in concealing my crimes. Wow, that was close. If it wasn't for this rune letting me draw that dark anti-hero card, the reason I drew an anti-hero card, by the way, is I can only play anti-hero cards because I'm so far down the corruption track. But now I get to cast all 3 of my intelligence runes on a further intelligence test. Okay, I bent the rules. I'll leave that card kind of here to show that it's played because it's worth 1 tragedy point. That was round 6. I'm on to round 7. I suppose I could find lost wisdom. Now that I have wisdom, I can use my 3 basic, my 1 constitution, nope, my 1 constitution, and my 1 wisdom. I can try to find lost wisdom. Wait, find lost wisdom or climb? Yeah, I'm going to find lost wisdom. Got it. And I get an experience point for that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Found lost wisdom. Tuck that under here. Mess up the rest of my board. Reveal. Pressed into service. Okay, I get to flip these over now for round 7. No, round 8. Quick rules check. I may discard an experience point to discard a card. It might as well be this one because it has both triumph points. Why, claiming the crown would be fun. Enslave the forest spirits, worth 4 points there. Give me another charisma rune. Plot my revenge. Doesn't really help me. Well, I don't have any more experience points, so try to enslave the forest spirits, I guess. Takes 7, I get an agility. I get a wisdom rune. And my charisma runes, which I only have 1, 2. Oh, I have 2 wisdom and 1 charisma. So I might pull it off. 2 wisdom, 1 charisma, and see if I can pull this off. Try to enslave some forest spirits. I did pull it off, and 2 experience points. Oh no, 1 experience point from this. 2, yeah. Okay, experience point from this one because of my performer. But 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, got just enough to enslave the forest spirit. Okay, these away. Reveal the next card. Blessed. You only gain this if you have more triumph in your story, then tragedy. Well, that's not happening. So I'll spend this experience point to get rid of that card. Cursed. You may only gain this if you have more tragedy in your story than triumph. Yep, I'm going to gain that. I now have to look at a rule on these symbols. Now there's 2 there. I missed the rule earlier. When I do gain that symbol, I draw that card immediately. So I draw 2 dark cards. I missed drawing one earlier, but that's okay. Or anti-hero cards, not dark cards. Oh, and it replaces this. Okay, well, I know what I must do. I'm going to play Parting of Ways. Discard and replace 1 revealed challenge or trait. Gain +1 on my next challenge attempt this turn. So I'm going to discard this Call for Mercy and Saving the Innocent. And I'm going to... Does that crown help me at all? No. But slaying a dragon just sounds awesome. But I don't think I can pull that off. Okay, going for it. I'm going to climb or bring down the giant. It's going to take 8 to defeat. I have my 3 basic runes. I have my... Is that what I need to do? Yes, I have my 3 basic runes. And I get my Constitution rune. Oh, I don't have experience to spend. I can't beat that. I don't have the power to beat any of that up there. Maybe I can plot my revenge. I think this is my... Well, it's not my last round. I lost count of the rounds. Never scripted, heavily edited. So in the edit, I'm sure I'll throw the number of rounds right up here. Okay. I'm going to give myself 2 more rounds. This one and 1 more, no matter what. Right now, I'm going to... there's nothing I can do, actually. I have to attempt something. So I guess I'm going to plot my revenge. Right here. I get a dexterity rune and a constitution rune and my 3 basic runes. And I'm going to try to get 6. Well, I got 2. Anytime you fail a challenge, you get an experience. I get to draw an anti-hero card. And then anytime you fail a challenge, you get an experience. You got to draw a card. I'm going to put this card here, put this card here. Okay. Then I'm going to spend this experience. Oh wait, no. Harsh lesson. If any hero failed a challenge this turn, gain 1 experience. So now I have another experience. Now, I'm going to... Wow. I don't want to lose these 4 points. I don't want to corrupt myself, but I really want a dark rune. I'm going to go for fighting on the front lines. It's 6, and I only get my 2 charisma runes. I don't get these. 2 charisma runes and my 3 basic runes. It has to look something like this for me to succeed. Well, I'm nothing if not adventurous. So this will be my last round, as promised in the previous round. So here goes. I'm going to 2, so 1 charisma, 2 charisma. I'll do it. Let's spend 1 experience to cast a dark rune. And see what happens. If this fails, it's going to be really bad for me. Okay, well, it's still bad for me, but it succeeds. Okay, one of my runes shows charisma, so I gain an experience point. I get 2 successes there, but corrupt myself there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I succeed in fighting on the front lines. There was a very important reason for that, which you will see here in a moment once I reveal my destiny. That would go there. Now it's time to add up these score points. First and foremost, we've got this handy-dandy score pad tracker. Triumph points, tragedy points, experience points, played hero cards, played anti-hero cards, and story icons. And then the total. So we're going to go with triumph points. I don't have any because this card was going to make me ignore them if they were here anyway. Well, I mean, I did have 3, but this ignores them, so 0. Tragedy points, I've got 7, 8, 9. Plus 4 is 13. Now, my destiny. Oh, I do have triumph points. Hero of Destiny. At the end of the game, if I have 1 of each rune type, gain 9 triumph. Yay. And I do. I have swords, finally, which is strength. I have dexterity. And I have constitution. I have intelligence. I have wisdom. And I have charisma. So, I got my 9 points. Back to my tragedy points. 1, 2, 3, 7, 14, 16. But 0. I lost those 4 when I was in the top spot. So 1, 2, 3, 7, 14, 16. Experience points, I have 1, 2. Oh, I guess I already added these in my played cards. Now, story icons. For every pair, I get 2 points. For a triple, I get 4 points. So I've got 1, 2, 3 masks. That's going to be 4 points. Then I have 1, 2 scrolls. So that's 2 points. Looks like I get 6 story points. That looks like it for points. I've got a total of 25, 27, 33. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but I do know that my performer was harnessing dark power while training to be a killer. I stumbled upon some arcane abilities. As a result, was driven to despair while trying to commune with nature. I was hiding my crimes while training as a killer and found some wisdom in all of that. Using my dark arcane abilities, I enslaved the forest spirit but became cursed. To try to redeem myself, I fought on the front lines and became a hero of destiny. And that concludes my call to adventure. Okay, so I just finished my first ever play of Call to Adventure. Now, I played per the 2-player rules without a second player. Just wanted to kind of get a feel for the rules, the flow of the game, etc. And I don't know how I did. I got just a little over 30 some odd points. I'm sure the edit will show exactly how many points somewhere over here. And I had a lot of fun. I'm gonna really enjoy playing this game with some friends, showing it to some people that have never seen it before. This was my first time ever playing it. I'm really excited for one of the expansions, the one that came out with by Brandon Sanderson. I know I've read some of his books, and it's really good stuff. So I'm excited to unpack that expansion and see how it changes the game. I think it's like just a different world with different characters and origins and things like that. But it's set in like one of his worlds. So I'm sure I'll do a review of that setting once I get through that game. That being said, I could see some high replayability in this game with all the different cards from all the different acts, all the different origins, motivations, and destiny cards. That's going to change like what you do during a game and how you behave, for lack of a better word, for yourself and towards your opponents. There's only a minor bit of opponent interference, I guess, PvP, for lack of a better word. I can't really attack my opponent's characters, but I can thwart them. I saw one of the cards that said if another hero succeeds at a challenge, play this card and make them try again. Things like that. It's not the biggest of hindrances, especially if they're super loaded with lots of runes from stats that they have on their cards. They're more than likely just going to succeed again, but maybe not. It all comes down to how you cast your runes. I really enjoy this game. Like I said, it shows that it's 1 to 4 players, ages 13 and up. I think that's about right. Maybe 10 or 11-year-olds would get it too. I think any younger, there might be some maybe confusion about the multipliers for some of the score, right? Some of the victory points, which were the story icons. That was a little mountain, a little scroll, the mask, the crown, things like that. You get 2 points for 2 of them, 4 points for 3 of them across the entire board on your player board. That might trip some younger players up, but I think you might get away with a 10 or 11-year-old in this game. Anyhow, it's a great game. I can't wait to play it again. And as always, I'll see you at the next boardroom meeting.